I'm doing this new thing with these prop firms. They're basically funding you as a trader. I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on, but I think this is getting better.
Wow.
Like you said, that first trade I won, I was like, how did I make that much money? Right? Because I tell people, they're like, how do you learn trading? I've done trial and error. This prop firm thing just needs you to have skill.
Welcome. This is Boris Schlossberg, and I'm here with my first Apex interview. I'm here with Terrence Spence. Nice to meet you, sir.
What's going on? Nice to meet you, Mr. Boris.
What does it say on your cap there? What do you...
This is Worldwide Invested. You'll see a whole bunch of stuff. I'm Worldwide Invested, Roach Gang. I'm doing a bunch of stuff. So I'm always wearing what I'm doing.
I love it. I love the merch. I love it's like you're wrestling with the market.
Exactly.
And the market is always the bad guy. You always have to win, right?
Yeah, right. We're gonna get him.
Yeah. Awesome. So Terrence is a really, really interesting, unique story because, as you can imagine, he actually sort of really wasn't raised in a financial background. Didn't even know much about the markets until later in life, but basically came to really, really appreciate and understand the art of trading and has made it a tremendous success. So I think it'd be interesting for people to hear, how did you come to this whole game? I mean, this is, it's not something that's really common to most people. Most people really have no idea what trading is. It's sort of a very, very niche little area. And unless your dad was a stockbroker, then very few of us had dads that were stockbrokers. You probably never even heard about the stock market. So tell us a little bit about what exactly happened. How did it bring it to you? How did you come to trading?
Yeah, so like you said, I don't even know about the stock market. In Jamaica, I haven't even heard what this even is. So we don't know about that stuff. So
Right.
When I moved to Atlanta, I started doing pest control with my cousin. And I just keep doing pest control, got into it. Long story short, I was doing that. You spray people's houses. You have to actually then go inside and spray inside too if they want, inside out protection. So I'm going inside this guy's house, and mind you, I don't know where to go. You have to kind of instruct me where I should spray and where you're seeing stuff.
Sure.
And he's trying to tell me, but he has the computer in his hand, and he's just like, man, everywhere.
Was the guy he had a computer, or he had like a phone he was just checking quotes on?
So he had his laptop, and but I'm talking to him, but he's not
paying attention.
At the time, now I could see he was in a trade on the chart.
Oh yeah, of course.
and then so I'm spraying the place, and I come back. Maybe I take like 5 minutes. I'm going through his home, and he comes back, and I'm talking to him again. All of a sudden, he's like, "Let's go, 3K." He's like, I'm up 3K. I'm like, listen, man, I don't know what you're doing on that computer, but before I leave here, you got to show me something. You got to tell me, you got to show me something. And at the time he was like, I can't do it right now, man. I'm kind of dealing with something. He's in a trade. Now I can, recognize it in the trade. So he's like, man, I'll text you. All right. I'm texting him. I'm like, man, don't forget. Like, I'm coming back here next month. Don't forget. Right. So then it goes on. He doesn't text me anything for like a month, 2 months, but I'm researching. I'm like, laptop,
that was your starting point. You really,
yeah. I'm like, oh, money on laptop, like internet. I'm just wondering, right? And then he messages me like 2 months later. He's like, man, I completely forgot, but I saw that you came here today and did our pest control. Here's the stuff, boom, boom. And ever since that day, man.
So I'm curious, what did he text you? What information did he introduce you to?
He texted me Adam Koo. And Adam also texted me, I forget this guy's name, but he was on the TV show with like the Millionaire Trader, when they're trying to put people through the trading process. He's like a big guy with the Goldman Sachs. And then most importantly, I think for me, he texted me a psychology video, which
interesting.
Besides everything else, that hit home for me, because I was always interested in different cultures or different things. This is like a different world. And then I remember the guy saying you can't use how you are as a regular human. And I thought that was crazy. I was like, what does he even mean by that? And you just start doing the rabbit hole. I just start diving in. I just wanted to do it somehow, man. I just kept digging.
So did you open an account? What was like what instruments did you trade? What did the guy trade? Did he, was it stocks, Forex? What did he trade?
Yeah, so he was trading Forex and stocks. But I didn't know, like, I just wanted to get in. So I saw the easiest way to get in on my thing that I've researched online was TD Ameritrade options trading. So,
okay.
Yeah. So then they made me even take an options course, right?
Right.
But while I'm taking the options course, then I see something about futures. Like while I'm taking the course, because they're basically telling me like, okay, now I did this, I could trade futures. I'm like, hold on a second, man. What's this? Start looking into futures. I'm like, this seems easier than all these things with the Greek letters, all the things.
As we say in futures, you were introduced to Delta One.
Yeah. I'm like, there's nothing else I need.
That's it. No Greeks needed. The Delta is always one.
Delta One. I like that. Yeah. And then, so I just started doing that. I really started digging in. I started watching this guy online that would live stream every day. His name was like Bye Money or something like that. I just kept watching him every day. And then he comes on. He's like, man, I'm doing this new thing. With these prop firms, they're basically funding you as a trader. I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on, but I think this is getting better.
Wow. It's amazing. So you sort of never physically funded an account, right? At this point, you were just watching. You
just watching.
Just watching. And this guy comes on. This is what year was this? Like 2021?
Yeah, this is pretty much 21, right?
Like sort of like, you know, outer edge of the pandemic, right? A lot of people were at home. And this is when the prop trading really started to kind of begin to take off. And the guy is like, hey, you don't even need to put up your own money. You can prop trade. That's amazing. What's amazing about this story is that, you know, most people usually follow the path of like, I'm going to put money in my own account. I'm going to lose all of the money that I put in. I'm going to put in again. Then maybe I'll try prop trading and then go for, you know, so on and so forth. You were kind of very smart. You learned on prop futures dime in effect.
I basically think that's why I got so lucky, and that's why I think I've, progressed like this. I haven't really felt that pain. I feel like intensely, because some people might feel it. I still feel it, but
So was Apex Trading the first prop firm you tried, or was there some other firms that you tried before?
Yeah, no, Apex is the first one I tried.
It's like your first love. It's like your high school love. You tried it and you stay with them.
I've messed around, flirted with a few of them. I'm like, nah.
But you came back to your true love.
Yeah, she treats me good.
That's wonderful. But so was it? Did it take you a couple of tries? I mean, what was the initial attempt at like? First of all, I'm just curious. What was the first buy? Was it a $10,000 account, $25,000 account that you bought? What did you do on the?
I got a $25K account. Again,
fine. Just following the script like everybody else. 25, you buy it.
Right? But he's going nice and easy. He's like, man, I'm doing 350s. I'm like, hey, just do it 25 and get it going.
Okay.
And then also,
very smart, by the way. Very smart to do sort of a lower level because you're learning. You don't need to burn a lot of money up front. And also, I think I wonder, like psychologically, the fact that it was 25, was it easier to sort of trade that smaller size, which is relatable, rather than trading like a $300,000 or $500,000 account, which is not relatable?
Right. And let's be honest, I didn't know the ins and outs of the prop firm. So at the time, I'm like, I'm still getting into it. So I'm like, these people are going to give me $25,000. I think that's enough to do what I'm trying to do.
I'll give this a try.
Yeah. Like I'm at the time thinking that's, what you're going to be getting, whatever. I don't know the ins and outs. So I'm thinking all types of stuff. Right. To be honest, when I finally got down to it, then I realized what it was. That's when I just stopped everything else. Like you said, curve of the pandemic. I was like, okay, finally, so it's 25K, but I just need to focus on not the money, not what I'm doing, not losing this much. So again, I feel it also gave me another aspect. I was focused always on my psychology, and then now it's this prop firm thing just needs you to have skill. Because I didn't know how I was going to get the funds, right, to trade at all. I was learning trading without knowing how I was going to trade. I was like, this is going to happen. It's just going to happen, man.
So this is amazing. So you're trading this $25,000 account, right? Which was like a small buy. It was a couple $100 buy-in probably, right? Like not even that much. And did it take you, did you get blown out a couple of times? Like how many times did you get blown out before you eventually were able to master the evaluation rules?
I think I got blown out about 4 to 5 times.
Right.
And
it's just curious. The first couple of times was like, oh, this is great. I'm going to do everything on one trade. This is amazing. let me see if I can pass in one day. Right?
First off, I don't know much, right? So if it says 4 contracts, I'm like, 4 contracts it is then.
Okay. It wasn't the micros, it was the minis, right? It was
no. Straight minis. I'm like, let's do this. Let's go, baby. I hit the first trade. That's also, that was a good taste. I hit the first trade. Nice profit. I was almost done. I'm like, this thing is easy.
This is easy.
Let's go, man. Good.
Right.
Come the next day, take 2 trades.
Boom.
Boom. That's so easy.
Not so easy. Got to refine. But you know what's amazing is that first of all, they always say like the worst thing you can do is win on your first trade, because then everybody, you think it becomes really easy. But the fact that you were not doing it with your own money it's just an amazingly valuable learning journey for like 1/100th of the cost. I mean, 25, you're paying, I don't know, was it like $100?
And like $30 for the evaluation.
$30. I mean, it's nothing. It's like a price of a bad, mid-level dinner.
Yeah.
And most people will really take 25,000 of their actual money, and that's how fast it can go. It can go in 2 trades if you have, you see it. And the fact that you learn that on somebody else's dime, in effect, was really, really powerful. And I wonder, like, when then you said, okay, like you probably said, okay, now I got to get serious. Like, okay, I blew out 2 or 3 accounts. Clearly, I'm doing something wrong. So what happened then that kind of put you on a corrective course?
Like you said, that first trade I won, I was like, how did I make that much money? Right? Because I tell people, they're like, how do you learn trading? I've done trial and error. So that 4 contract, and then the next day after I blew through those 2 trades, I'm like, let me go to 1 contract. And then it goes the same distance. I'm like, that didn't make me as much money. So I'm kind of figuring it out, right? I'm like, okay, so if I trade less, I was also first, like, risk first, because I didn't want to lose the account. I'd like literally stop working my job to start learning trading before I started making any money from trading, literally, because I'm like, I got this. I know I'm going to do this. So I'm like, risk first, always focus on how much I lose. So I was like, if I scale down to 2, or better yet, 1, now it's a $200 risk. Don't lose $1,500. I'm studying. I know I'm going to get better at my strategy, right? So I'm like, 1,500 divided by 200, shoot, I got at least, like, I'm doing the trades. I'm not even doing the amount. I'm like, I got at least 5 to 7 trades. If I get 3 of these trades right, I could be in the green and I could do this, That's just how I start planning it. So then my risk management is really my main thing. And I'm not even knowing what that is till I start diving into it. But now I can look back. That's exactly what it was. So I would only risk $200. I would literally sit there, and if it wasn't like a 10-point bar, I would never go in. I wouldn't go in. But then that slowly kept teaching me, like, patience, right? And discipline, because I'm like, why wouldn't I just keep trading like this? This is it. And hey, man, that ended up literally making me pass that account.
Amazing. So what were you trading? Were you trading the ES? Were you trading NQ? Who were you trading?
First I was trading ES, but then I switched to NQ. Just straight NQ.
Of course.
Yeah, man.
I saw this meme on Twitter the other day where it was a picture of a guy, like, on coke, on, amphetamines and everything else, and then NQ, which was the brightest light. All the brains on all the various addictions, and the NQ was the strongest.
No, that's true. It's true, and it moves so smooth for me, and I feel like a little more volatile.
No, it is, and it's funny because it's a little bit antiquated. My friend Anthony Cordelli, who's was one of the first electronic S&P traders. He makes this, I think it's a valid argument, but I think it's great that we so far don't have it, is that NQ should really be trading in points. It should not be trading in quarter points because nobody trades NQ in quarter points. But it's just, because it's from the old times when it was like 100 versus 1,500 that it still trades in quarter points. But for us, it's great because it allows us to kind of, run the ladder up and down.
Sure. But it's so the moves are so huge, right? For those little quarter points.
Exactly. He just eats it like Pac-Man when it starts running. Which is great. And I love the NQ too. I mean, anybody who day trades loves the NQ, of course.
Right.
So I know we have a little bit amount of time, so I kind of just want to spend a little time. So it took you about 4 or 5 times, and then you actually passed the Apex challenge, right?
Yep.
Which must have been like what did that feel like? How did you feel about that day when you passed it?
What is that song? Money, money, money. That's what you think, right? That's what you think. I'm like, it's over now. Game on. I'm about to, you start making plans, you start doing all types of stuff. But I just kept saying to myself, do the same thing. Just I just started doing the same thing we were doing. Because now I see PA. I just kept saying man, that means you can get paid. You get paid now. You've been practicing for 1-2 months, almost 3 months. You can get paid now. So I'm buckle in. And I just kept doing the same thing, man. You start getting a little more ballsy. So I started moving from 1 to 2 contract. But again, I started doing it where I'm still calculating how much money I could lose, right? So
it's always focusing on your stop loss.
Yeah, that's my main thing. Everybody's like, yo, how much can you make? I'm like, yo, I'm just focused on how much I can lose. I know I'm going to lose. I don't know I'm going to win. That's, that's my thing. So if I 25K and I make 500, now I'm if I see a really good quality trade that I believe in, I will do 2 contracts because I'm still going for that 10 points. So the loss is actually measured in where I'm still in the green $100, right, for the day. You see? So I still just kept focusing on that. I still just kept doing that, man. Couple good trades. It was big.
That's all you need. A couple of good trades, right? A couple of good trades. I'm actually curious. So let's get a little bit into the nitty-gritty of your day-to-day trading. How does your day start? How many trades do you generally do? And how many hours a day do you kind of watch the screen? And what hours of the day do you watch the screen? So just take us through your whole, I'm not necessarily your setup. I'm much more interested just in your trading, day-to-day trading job. What do you do? How does it work?
So I used to watch the screen 24/7, but we don't do that anymore. So I'm glad you had the schedule.
Another behavior we all learn to avoid. Imagine.
Not 24/7. So I'll get up around 6:30. If I didn't go to sleep by 11, 7:30. And by the way, it's very systematic. If this, then that. So if I don't go to sleep by 11, I gotta get more sleep by 7:30.
Man,
then
is that because you feel you really need to be rested to be able to trade well?
Yeah, that's my main thing that I've learned. You've got to get well rested. I could be good to go, know the strategy, but if I'm not well rested, I got the hazy goggles on, everything's a little foggy. You might be a little slow to react. Then you miss that one trade. If I see a trade and it works out and I'm not in it, I'm kind of a little turned off for the day because that could have been it right there. I don't know what else might work, but that one just did, So I stay away.
Well, that's actually interesting. When you miss your setup for whatever the reason, you say turn out for the day. Do you willfully say, okay, you know what? This was the trade. I missed it. I'm walking away. I'm gonna go. Walk my dog or do something else. Is that
man? Yeah, that will start my day sometimes. If I get on at 9:30 and that happens, and by 9:45, 10, I'm yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll maybe take a break. I might not even come back. I'll maybe come back 1 o'clock, literally take a real good break. So all of that missing stuff.
That's such a great tip that virtually nobody tells you about. It's probably one of the most underrated things I've heard in a long time, because we all miss setups, and the natural instinct for all of us is, oh, I missed this one. Let me take the next one, which is inferior, because I need to, the money that I should have had, I need to grab now. That's the mentality.
Throwing bad money, throwing good money off bad trades now because you missed the good one, right?
Because I missed the good one. Now I'm going to chase the bad one because I should have had that money. I don't have that money, so now I'm going to make that money happen in a bad way. And you were like, no, I missed that money. The money will always be there. It'll be there tomorrow. It'll be there the next day, right?
The market is open 24, especially futures. It's literally 23 hours, 22 hours, right? Come on. Like if you want to get some cash, you could just sit there at different times and figure it out, right?
So just coming back a little bit to the day routine.
Yeah.
6:30 you wake up, or 7:30 depending on how late. How is your information routine?
So I gotta meditate. Like that's gonna be key to my information. Like 3 times before I trade. It doesn't matter if it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 times before I trade. So 6:30, do that. Get up, do a little workout. Then do a little journaling. You gotta add this up almost to like 8.
What are you doing in your journal? Like, I'm just curious. Do you talk yesterday's days? Or
yeah, so I do journaling for myself too, and then journaling for trading. Like, what's on your mind? How are you feeling? Like, what's going on? I gotta be monitoring myself, right? If I'm waking up and I'm not feeling too good, if I can't get it out on paper as well, again, if this then that, probably won't even trade today. Because what's going on? Like, feeling a little blocked. That means my mind's not really processing too good, right? Nothing is really flowing at that point. So then after that, I journal that. Then I get on my computer around like 7:30, 8, turn it on, start seeing what's going on, start drawing it up. Still doing some trading journaling now. Then take a cold shower. Got to do that every day. And I walk my little brother to school.
Okay.
Walk, come back, and then it's trading time.
Okay. So basically around like 9:15, you're on the desk getting ready for the open.
Yeah, well, 9:15, I do another meditation usually. Get ready by like 25. I get on here, sometimes 30, because I never trade at 9:30. I wait till 9:45.
So that's interesting. So first of all, do you read the news, just overnight headlines?
So I read the news the night before usually, and I just set alarms. Every night at like 6:30, I'll come on. I'll just set alarm for every news event, and I just step away from my computer once the alarm goes off. I don't trade news. I stay away.
But do you read like overnight, just color commentary? Like with Asia did this, Europe did this. You don't really pay attention.
I don't.
You must be aware of like today is the FOMC day.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Stay away. Even today, I didn't take any trades. I know those stuff. I don't pay attention to it too much. I mostly just pay attention to when's the news time, when's the big news days.
Right.
I look at like, for example, maybe something's getting added to the NASDAQ or a big tech thing. I'm into the tech, so I love that stuff. I just naturally keep up with it, but I don't really pay attention to much else.
But the minutia on a day-to-day basis, you don't care. You don't care if the 10 years up 20 basis points or down 2 basis points.
Is my setup there?
That's the question to ask.
Right.
So, you said something interesting. You don't trade you only start trading 9:45. What happens between 9:30 and 9:45 that one makes you, hesitate, and two, like, what do you do during that time? What are you looking at that point?
So at that time, I'm usually reading, like, I'll reread my rules. Like, so I have a list of my rules, how I feel. I'm reading that around like 9:30. And then I'm just watching the 15-minute bars because I just, again, for me, everybody's different. For me, I see that it's like a fake out. Usually the first 15 minutes, it's a complete fake out. Like, and I like to, my new thing is trying to hold my trades as you develop, right? So I want to get in where I can kind of see clear direction. I want more clarity. I want like the pan to me season. They're already showing you this is probably the way right now.
Right.
If I just get in and it's just dropping, man, this thing could turn back at any time, right? So I don't want to get in there. And then you might even see a wonderful, great setup at 9:30, and it comes up, stops you out, and then goes. Just for volatility reasons, right? So I'm good. Basically, I just step away from that stuff. I'm all right.
So then after 9:30, 9:45 comes around, you kind of start looking for your setup. And is it like one or two per day? Like how many times do you trade a day?
I have a rule: only 3 trades a day.
How many?
Only 3 trades a day.
3 trades a day.
Three max. And if I get 2 losers in a row, I'm good. I'm done for the day. Just call it a break, take a break, review that, or just stay away from the chart for the day.
What happens on the 2 a day losing days? Is there any kind of a common thread on those days? What usually makes your setup miss? Is it something, is it you, or is it the market that has a very specific characteristic of that time?
Yeah, just the market. Because I really, I like you said, like I look for my setup. So I feel like I don't really look. In a sense, I let it present itself. So I'll pick out a spot, and then I'll be like, if it comes here and it does this, then I'll do this. A lot of if this, then that, right?
Right. It's all if that's.
So if it doesn't do it, I just don't do anything. Simple as that. And then we are gonna take losing trades, but I would like to say I don't take bad setups.
Yeah.
Not do it. I refuse.
Perfect segue to, if we have a couple of minutes, maybe, I don't know if you could, share your screen with us. Let me see if I can let me see if I can give you a permission. Yeah.
That little.
I'm gonna make you host and change host, and then this gives you a chance to share the screen with us.
All right, yeah, I'll definitely show you guys a little something here. Okay. So you can see the screen there, yeah?
Yeah.
Let me get my mouse over here. Okay, so I'll actually show you guys the trade I took.
So first of all, this is interesting. This looks like it's a tick chart, not a time chart. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. So again, I trade mostly psychology, right? So I trade on a tick chart. And
so you're trading a 2000. You're trading a 2000 tick chart.
Yeah.
Which generally, would you say that's and I know, of course, it's going to be very different in mid-afternoon versus early morning. But generally, is that like equivalent to a 5-minute chart? What would be the?
Yeah, like a 5-minute, 3-minute.
Yeah. I think about 5 to 3 minutes. So just to explain to people what that is every time a price moves up and down, that's a tick. And of course, in futures, they move super, super fast. There's lots. Every time there's a trade happening, even for one contract, that's a tick moving up and down. And so what this does is it aggregates this into 2,000 units. Each 2,000 unit becomes a bar. And of course, it just becomes, if the open of that bar was if the close of the bar is higher than the open, it's a green bar, and this basically changes it to candlesticks. It just takes that information, converts them into candlesticks.
Right. And I feel like, of course, all candles are data, but this data is giving me really what people are thinking and feeling, right? Because it's 2,000 transactions, so 2,000 people's votes. That's how I see it, right? And if 2,000 people keep voting it down, maybe I should be looking down for the day, right? And if they, and I really look for psychological entry, as you will see, right?
Okay.
So I can show you this real quick on here, the trade I took.
Yeah,
I could show you a video as well that I have of the trade. So
maybe you could just sort of explain to us, structurally what this says. It's obviously these are. Looks like it's in a you're marking off some channels, right?
Yeah. So I draw a lot of channels. I'm always drawing. I'm always measuring the price, they call it, right? So I got my trend lines. I can see a downtrend. So now psychologically, I am going to look for people who are going long to get trapped in this downtrend, because we know it's a downtrend. Should I be buying? No, but people buy anyways, right?
Right.
So if it's a strong downtrend, we know this is going to stop at some point. We know they're going to get absorbed at some point, right?
Right.
So what I usually look for is my trend line rule is basically people breaking out up this strong downtrend, right? A lot of people now are going to think the market is reversing. I'm going to wait for the opportunity where they are then getting trapped and they realize it's not reversing. And when they try to exit out, I'm going to enter.
Okay. So the point of entry is like the cascade to the downside is what would that be? Sort of like where they break the channel there?
Yeah, so they broke the channel here.
Uh-huh.
See, they pushed down, right? I'll use my arrow here.
But here's the question for me, because I'm not a trend line trader. I always have this question. So you see how like that candle breaks it, that comes back up, breaks it. Like, is your rule that it has to close? The candle close has to be on the break. Like all these wicks, you see, there's all these wicks that are testing it to the downside.
Yeah, this
not up there. Not up there, but on the bottom, I guess. Like what we have 2, 3, number 2 and 3 candle marked. Yeah.
These two here?
Yeah. Is that where you would enter?
Yeah, so I would literally enter right here.
So if it has to close, basically what you're waiting for price to close at near the lows, actually physically breaking that trend line.
Yeah. And then what I like about these bars, right? So it broke above. I only have my EMAs as my indicators. So it broke below my EMAs. Now this bar was a green bar.
Sorry, what are the EMA settings? Is it like 20? What are the EMA settings?
9 and 21.
21. Okay.
You can see it breaks below. This hammer here actually had another push up.
Right.
Now, what was I saying before? It's going down, right? So why would I be going long? As soon as I see this color change happen, that's what I call it. So it's a green bar that turns red, closes down.
Yeah.
You could tell that they just got trapped, right?
Right.
And I enter right there.
You enter right there.
Yeah. And what you got to sit and wait for this to happen. This doesn't really happen often. That's what you got to wait for, that patient color change, which is telling you, hey, some momentum is here. I'm looking for them to take out this low. Why is that? Because it's been a downtrend all day. They've been taking out the low.
Right.
So this is
basically making fresh low. And that's probably, if you're sort of charting this on a real-time chart, it's probably lows of the day there, right?
Yeah.
It's probably lows.
This little red area. So if it keeps going down, it should break this low of the day. That was my target.
Right.
I could kind of show you a video real quick of the trade. I think I should have it here. Yeah, here we go.
I like how you have the name of your YouTube channel is an homage to your former job, Roach Gang Industry.
Listen, man, I can't make it up.
You can't make it up. That's great. I love the characters too.
Right. Yeah. Those are my little guys right there.
Yeah.
Well, also, sometimes when I trade, I wear a mask. That's for more like visual reasons to lock in on my screen. I've done some little research on that. So while I'm in a trade, I'm completely staring at the screen through the mask. Can't see anything else. As intense as possible. You want it as intense as possible, right? It's just like the surrender process.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's really fascinating. You take it. What is that? So what is that green thing? That's your mask?
Yeah, that's the mask.
Right.
So you're gonna see also what I want to show you is kind of how I wait for the trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get in the trade until I see. So you can see kind of what I was saying about that color change.
Yes.
The green bar pushing up, right?
Right.
And I'm just sitting. I'm waiting. I could speed this up a little. So I'm just sitting and waiting. I want to enter, but not yet. Even I thought it was gonna go, so took the mask off, wasn't gonna do it. But I know what I'm looking for. So if it still does it, I'm still waiting, right?
Right.
And it's slowly.
So you're hunting momentum. That's really what you're doing. You literally look like a hunter on the screen. You got your eyes all set. You're like, where's my prey? There's my prey. My trade is my prey.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I'm in the tree, right? And you're like, I'm below.
I mean, it's really interesting. Physically, you're like the same way as you are mentally.
Right. And here we go. So it closes. Now you can see I'm entering below the bar and I'm in. Right.
And you're in it. And then, if you got the trade correctly, with a momentum trade, it almost never retraces on you. It just starts to fall. So you are, you give a relatively small. What is your stop loss take profit generally, or how do you structure a trade? I'm just curious. Is there a set structure, or is it open ended? How does it work for you?
It's usually 2 to 1. I mean, I risk 1 for 2, so I'll risk 15 to 10 points.
This is NQ. This is NQ. So 10 to 50, which is not a lot. I mean, that's a 1 minute's worth of movement if you get it wrong.
Yeah, that's $300 if you get it wrong, real quick in a second.
Right. In a second, right?
Yeah. So I can quickly get out. Right, I quickly know when I'm wrong, and it's really small, and I can know when I'm more likely going to be right.
Right.
And again, I'm looking for the lows. If it can't hit the lows, I shouldn't be in the trade.
Right.
I'm looking, same thing if I'm looking for the long. If it's taking out these, I shouldn't be in there. So my biggest thing now is sitting and letting my trade hit the targets. I usually go for 10 points. Usually as soon as I see 10 points, I'm off the board. So I've made these automatic strategies. So I just sit and it does it all for me. I'll kind of speed it up here. See, like
when you say maybe automatic, is this like a NinjaTrader script that you just activate when you?
Yeah. So I can make them on the side of my chart with the chart trader on NinjaTrader. Mm-hmm. Anybody need help with that?
And does it have multiple scale outs, or is it like but like one lot, one entry, or like let's say you come in 2 lots, one goes at plus 10, the rest goes to break even, and you try to get the runner. How do you?
Yeah, you could set it up as anyhow you want. This one I have, it's called my 2 new flow, and they're all different names, but this one is going to trail the 2 contracts by behind the price, maybe like 4 to 3 points. So you're going to see when it activates. See, usually I might have been messing around with the trade here. You see, it's coming back to my entry point.
Right.
This is a whole new thing for me as well. I'm sure people have been doing this already. I'm just starting to do this because I would already been out the trade for these 10 points. Mm-hmm. Done. I have a strategy that, once it goes 11 points, it moves the stop loss to 10. All right, so here we go. We're starting to fade out now.
Yeah.
So you're going to see the stop just move by itself. You see how it just triggered by itself. I'm not even a computer.
There it is. Yeah, I see it. And then it just keeps going.
Yeah. Those are the trades that I look for.
Right. So and basically 2 or 3 of those a day. I mean, if
I get 1, I'm done. If I get 1, I'm done.
If you get 1, I'm done. It's sort of like when you get 1, you're done. That's on a 1 contract basis. So by the way, you start with 25,000. I'm just curious, what are you trading now in Apex? Like what's the size of your account?
Sometimes I'll go to 50s. Sometimes if I want to like literally just do big trading, you go to 300, but 25K is still it, man. There's no.
That's still your comfort level. So, but what are you funded for right now? Like how many? What's the size of your funding account?
Well, I have 25Ks. I have like 5 to 10 of them right now.
Oh, so you have like almost $250,000 worth of.
And that's also what I do. I use the copy trader, huh?
You do.
So I only need one trade a day. It doesn't matter how many contracts. Only one.
Right. Because you can copy it through all the other accounts.
Yeah. So I'll do it times 5.
So, if we're talking about like let's say just one NQ, 10 points, it's about $200. Right? But you multiply it by 10 times, it's $2,000. That's good. That's good money for a day's work. You're the guy. You're the guy who was in the house. That was your customer. You've now that guy.
Yeah, I really am though. It's funny, and I really have because some guy came to fix some plumbing here.
Right.
And he was like, "Man, what you doing?" I was like, "Man, I got you, bro." I was like, "Bro, don't even worry." I know
that's amazing. It comes around. It comes around in a circle. That's great. It's great. It's great that you share your ideas with us, and it's really, really wonderful. to hear your success story. I know you have to run, so I don't want to keep you any longer.
You're good. Whatever.
I just wanted to ask you maybe just sort of like the last couple of questions. People always want to know. As you said, the big takeaway from me talking to you is that if you focus on the loss, the profit will follow. Basically, if you focus on your risk control, the profit will follow. You always know how much you're going to lose. Now, do you always enter into your trades with a stop loss predetermined? Like, is it part of your script, part of your ninja script now?
Every single trade. If I ever get in a trade and there's no stop loss, I'll close the trade. I don't even care if it's going to work. No way.
Very good.
I need to know where I'm going to be wrong. I need to know
where you could be wrong.
Yeah, this is the game. What do we call it? Exceptional losers. You got to be an exceptional loser, right?
Yes.
This is a losing game. You know you're going to lose. I don't care who you are. Why wouldn't you just focus on that?
Speaking to that, I'm just wondering, like, if you could share with people, because people always, talk about winning trades, winning days, winning money. What was the most consecutive amount of losses that you've kind of like come through? Like, if you can remember that time, how many losses in a row have you hit that was like really hard to kind of deal with?
I think I've had like 10 days in a row.
Yeah,
I always remember that. That was just terrible.
Was it? I'm curious. Was that like during Easter time? Because usually the markets are absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it literally was like about.
No, I know. This is how you know. This is. I've been in this business way too long.
It didn't make any sense to me. It didn't make any sense there. It was
literally the worst month of the year is April, because it's Passover, it's Easter, everybody goes away. Everybody still thinks everybody's around, but it's actually worse than Christmas. And there's no volatility. As a matter of fact, my friend Double Y just posted the ES range in April was literally half of all the other months. And this is the thing for us day traders, is if we don't have range, we don't have trades, we don't have movement. So that's really interesting. Wow. So yeah,
something there. I wrote that down just now. Literally, I gotta watch out for April.
That's funny.
But it wasn't like even big crazy losses, because I just sized down. Anytime I'm not feeling like the market's vibing with me, I size down, so it didn't hit me too hard. But
so can you walk me through that? Actually, it's kind of interesting. Like when you say size, like what's your normal size now? Like is it 1 to 2 minis?
Yeah, 1 to 3 minis.
1 to 3 minis, depending on your conviction in the trade, depending on how confident you are.
Exactly. And the day, right? If I see a day where it's just dropping, oh man, it doesn't make any sense. By the way, I love the shorts. As you see, I'm always for the drops. But if it's going up too, right, you could size up, because the main direction's there. Just wait. I just sit, wait the same way.
You wait for the shorts core trapped, and then because that can verticalize. I mean, NQ can just, when they squeeze the shorts, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. As long as I'm not on the other side, yes.
Exactly. So 1 to 3, and then when you say you kind of scale down, like if you get cold, will you go down to even like micros, like trade 5 micros at a time? Just
something like that, or just take a quick MNQ trade just to like vibe. Like yesterday, I had a pretty good day, like pretty solid day. Today, I was like no trading, and if I trade 1 contract, that's it. So I already know what I'm gonna lose. $200, $2,000.
Right. And that's I think the other interesting thing that I want to take away from this is that you've learned not to give it back, because that's, if anybody can make it, almost everybody gives it back.
Right. Yeah. That's I can't do it.
Right.
I know what that takes, again, I wear the mask. I want it to be like a legal robbery, legal bank heist, right? If you run in the bank and you get some money, I'm not going to sit here till the cops come. Oh, let me go back in again. Like, no, I'm going to get it. I'm going to
yeah. It reminds me, did you ever see the movie called Point Break with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze? So you probably
No, I haven't, but I got to see.
Okay, you got to see it, but you'll love it, because it's a bunch of surfers who are bank heists on the side to basically finance their surfing. But their whole rule is never go to the vault. It's 60 seconds and you're out. And they break their rule one time, and that's when that's the movie. I don't want to kill the movie for you.
Yeah, don't do it. What'd you say?
But it's worth it. Yeah, it sounds like it's the same thing.
Yeah, man, you got to get it and run. Get it and be good. One and done is great. If I put my hand in there, it doesn't come off bleeding. It comes out with some green. Man, you got to be grateful and just get out of it.
Take it and go. Exactly. Well, with that, we're going to leave this interview because I think that's the best advice ever. I want to thank you so much. What a wonderful interview, and thank you for your inspiring story. I think you have so much to teach to people who want to try this and treat this. And, all the best of luck. I mean, this sounds like you're going to do this for the rest of your life, right?
Hey, man, my whole family does this. My little brother does this. I teach everyone this that I know. So we all are going to be doing this for the rest of our lives now. There's no way to turn back. So thank you, man, for having me. I appreciate you all.
Thank you so much, man. Take care. Bye-bye.